Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. Well, this is the Premier League predictions for this weekend, and what we've done is we've invited on several guests. I'll give you my predictions and later on, and we've got Kiam over Canada. Kiam's giving us his predictions. We've got Martin giving us his, and also Ryan, who looked after the Discord prediction league. So if you want to join that, go over to our Discord channel. But anyway, let's take a look at the games and the predictions. And the first one up today is Ryan.
So I'm Ryan. I do the predictions on the Discord. So my predictions this weekend are Everton 1, West Ham 0, Aston Villa 2, Brighton 0, Bournemouth 3, Norwich 1, Chelsea 2, Newcastle 1, Leicester City 2, Burnley 1, Tottenham 2, Watford 1, Wolves 1, Southampton 0, Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 3, Man United 0, Liverpool 2, and Sheffield United 1, Arsenal 0. So I'll start with City. City, I'm hoping De Bruyne will be fit and ready to play. Aguero's obviously had his incident as I'm recording, earlier today as I was recording this on Wednesday. But he should be fine, I think. So other than injuries we previously know of, our squad should be mostly fully fit. So I'm hoping that we won't have the midfield of death, and we should be able to come out easy winners there. We'll go to the other big game of the weekend, Man United-Liverpool. Man United are crap, and I think Liverpool will have too much. This is always a game that Man United seem to step up for, but their team just seems absolutely useless. They've scored 9 goals this season in 8 games, and they've conceded 8. Liverpool should be able to win that pretty easily, I'd say. My surprise prediction is Sheffield United 1, Arsenal 0. I think Sheffield United are joint second in the league for goals conceded or something like that. I'm not sure of the exact stat, just behind Liverpool. Arsenal are away from home, which is a factor that I'm putting into this, and I think Sheffield United could easily just nick a goal at home. They'll be up for it. And so yeah, 3 points for Sheffield United there. Everton are in poor form but at home, so that's my reasoning behind that prediction. Same with Aston Villa. I'm not a big fan of Brighton, so I think Villa at home will do well. Bournemouth, Norwich are terrible away from home, and Bournemouth are always an entertaining side to watch. They've won a few games 3-1 so far this season, so I've gone with that prediction again. Chelsea-Newcastle I think could be close, but Chelsea good enough to beat them, I'd say. Tottenham, obviously in poor form, but Watford are also useless, so that's my reason behind that one. And Leicester, I think Leicester are they've proved themselves so far this season. I think they should be able to get a win over Burnley at home. So yeah, those are my predictions. Make sure you put yours in the Discord to be entered into the predictions contest on the Discord.
Okay, thanks Ryan, really appreciate those. And the next up we're going to listen to, this is Martin's.
Hi guys, Martin here. Just thought I'd jump on, give you my score predictions for the weekend. So I've gone for Everton 2, West Ham 0, Aston Villa 3, Brighton 2, Bournemouth against Norwich, I've gone for a 2-2 draw. Chelsea 3, Newcastle 1. Fancy a big home win there. Leicester 3, Burnley 1. Leicester to continue their good form. Tottenham 4, Watford 0. I think Watford are in for another battering. Wolves 2, Southampton 0. Crystal Palace 1, City 2. Close game, but I think City will prevail. United 2, Liverpool 1. Fingers crossed. Sheffield United 1, Arsenal with an away win 3. So Sheffield United 1, Arsenal 3. Cheers, Andy.
Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to pass you over now and have a look at Kiam's predictions for this week. So he starts off with Everton playing West Ham, and he's gone for Everton 2, West Ham United 1. Moving through, we've got AFC Bournemouth versus Norwich, and he's going for another home win there. Looks quite comfortable with Bournemouth beating Norwich 2-0. Moving through, Aston Villa versus Brighton and Hove Albion. He's gone for a draw here. He's gone for a tight 1-1 draw, which would be a good result for Brighton away at Villa. Moving through to Chelsea versus Newcastle United. Another close game, but he thinks Chelsea will prevail, and there'll be 2-1 winners. Leicester versus Burnley. Another tight game. He's gone for some tight scores this weekend, but he thinks Leicester being at home, Leicester should have enough for Burnley and will beat them 1-0. Tottenham Hotspur versus Watford, and he's gone for a quite comfortable 3-1 home win to Tottenham in this particular one. Wolves versus Southampton. Well, Southampton not in the best of form. Wolves on the back of that 2-0 defeat away at the Etihad, and he thinks they're going to repeat the exact same score at home to Southampton. So he's gone for Wolves 2, Southampton 0. Crystal Palace versus City. The evening game on Saturday. Well, can I agree with this? He's gone for Crystal Palace 2, Manchester City 2, and thinks we'll be lucky if we get a point down at Sellers Park. We think it's going to be a tight game, but come on, bit of pessimism there, Kiam. But he's gone for a 2-2 draw. Moving through to probably the biggest game of the weekend for the neutrals, and that is Manchester United versus Liverpool. And he thinks Liverpool will go to Old Trafford and just nick the 3 points with a 2-1 win. And the final game, Sheffield United versus Arsenal. Well, Sheffield United are at home, Arsenal away. He's gone for 1-1, and he thinks that Sheffield United might nick a point there. So anyway, what do you think? And finally, my predictions, and I still don't know where I am in the table and what the points are. I need to go over to Discord and have a look. But anyway, starting with the first game, Everton versus West Ham United. Well, both teams, Everton have done so-so this season. Could have done better. I probably expected them to be higher up in the table. West Ham have done very well. Strong team. But I think they're going to be two teams that will cancel each other out. So I'm going for a 1-1 draw here. I know Cal, who comes on the channel, won't be too pleased with that, but I do apologise. I think it's going to be a very tight game, this one. So I'm going to go for a 1-1. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Norwich. Well, Norwich, as we know, started the season on fire, but have just gone off the boil a little bit lately, where Bournemouth have done really well, playing some very exciting football. I think, again, this could be, is it time for Norwich to come back and start playing the football they did, certainly the likes when they played City, or are Bournemouth going to be too strong at home? I think they possibly will be too strong at home, and the likes of King and Wilson, I can see Bournemouth just scraping this one. Another close game, but 2-1 to Bournemouth for me. Moving on to Aston Villa. Villa having a good season so far. Brighton not having a great season at all. I think they're going to really struggle. But they do have those occasions where they could pop up and have a surprise, but I don't think it's going to be this week. I think at home at Villa Park, I think Aston Villa are going to be too strong, and I think it's going to be a comfortable 3-1 win to Aston Villa. Chelsea versus Newcastle. There's been some good games between these two teams sort of in the Premier League era, but I think at home this is where it might be different. I think if it was the other way round, Newcastle were at home, I'd possibly go for a draw, but I think Chelsea might just have a little bit too much for Newcastle at home. I do think it'd be a tight game, but I think Chelsea will win this one 2-1. Moving on to Leicester City versus Burnley. The other predictions, as you saw, was I think the other guys gave them quite tight game. I think a 1-0 or a 1-1 or something. I don't see that. I just think Leicester are playing exceptionally well at the moment. They're flying high. Brendan Rodgers has got them playing some great football. Vardy's in good form. And with Leicester being at home, Burnley not so great on the road, I'm going to go for a very comfortable 3-1 win to Leicester City. Tottenham Hotspur versus Watford. Watford are all over the place at the moment. They're absolutely awful. The club just seems to be in disarray. And I think Spurs will have far too much for them, certainly at home. So I'm going to go for a very, very comfortable Spurs 3-0 win versus Watford. Wolves against Southampton. Well, if Wolves play anything like they did against City at the Etihad, then I think they're going to run out comfortable winners, and I think that's what's going to happen. Southampton are not in great form at all, and I just think Wolves are going to be far too strong for them at home, and I'm going to go for a very comfortable 2-0 win to Wolves. Crystal Palace versus City, onto the game of the weekend. Certainly for City fans, going to be a very tough trip to Selhurst Park. Notoriously tough team to play against. Don't forget, if you haven't seen the preview I did with Talk Crystal Palace, go over and have a watch of the video. Ollie goes from Palace. Ollie goes for a 1-1 draw, an optimistic 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be comfortable, back to winning ways victory for Manchester City, if I'm being honest. And I'm going to go for Crystal Palace 1, Manchester City 3. Now, it's all dependent who plays. Let's hope the likes of Stones is back, and hopefully partners Fernandinho. Will Mendy be fit? Will Pep Guardiola pick Cancelo over Walker, or will Walker keep his place? Should Rodri be the CDM? Or do you believe Fernandinho should be back in that particular role? Will Mahrez keep his place after a brilliant performance for Algeria midweek? Sergio Aguero, he obviously had the incident with the car crash, but he seems to be fine back on the training pitch. So I can see Aguero having 2 weeks rest. I can see him back. Would you like to see Gabi Jesus on the left wing and maybe give Raheem Sterling a rest? Who knows? But anyway, I'm going for Crystal Palace 1. Manchester City 3. Moving on to what most neutrals will consider the biggest game of the weekend, and that is the Manchester United at home to Liverpool. Well, Liverpool are flying. United are just in disarray. Obviously, we have to wait and see what happened to De Gea. He's picked up a bit of an injury. Will he be back for this particular game? I don't think anybody knows right now at the time of this prediction video, but I think Liverpool will just steamroller them, if I'm honest. I don't think the United defence will cope with Firmino, Mane, Salah, etc. So I'm going to go for a very, very comfortable Manchester United 1, Liverpool 4, unfortunately. And to the final game of the weekend, Sheffield United at home to Arsenal. I think it'll be a comfortable win for Arsenal, if I'm honest with you. Sheffield United don't concede that many goals, I believe, but I'm going to still say Arsenal should be far too strong, and Arsenal to win 2-0. So anyway, those are Martin, Ryan, Kiam's and my predictions for this weekend's coming Premier League games. Don't forget, if you want to join the Discord League, go over to our channel on Discord. Or if you want to give us your predictions below the video, feel free to do so. Anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Don't forget, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and come on City.